Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from IDon'tWorkHereLady. Not paid to be a border patrol snitch. You ever had a job where you're basically invisible yet somehow everyone thinks you run the whole operation? That's my life as a 24/7 gate guard at an oil drilling site on the Texas-Mexico border, living out of my RV with my wife. My entire job is to log trucks and personnel in and out of the site. Simple, right? I'm not running security, I'm not chasing down criminals. I'm just the traffic log. But for some reason, people seem to think I'm out here to handle everything from illegal border crossings to cartel operations. Take this one time when Border Patrol showed up. They pulled in, all official, and start grilling me. One guy straight up tells me I'm part of the problem because I won't risk my life to call them every time I think I see someone crossing the border illegally. Like, seriously? My job is to log names, not play vigilante out here in the middle of nowhere, miles from backup. That's assuming I'm even aware of them being illegals. There are a lot of people working on these oil pads. Then the guy escalates. He accuses me, the person who sits in my RV all day just watching trucks go by, of personally allowing drug and sex trafficking. Yeah, because somehow I, with my clipboard and radio, am single-handedly letting cartels run their operations. I told him straight, I'm not risking my life to be some snitch for you guys. You want me to get seen calling in a cartel member? Do you know what happens to people down here who get seen as a snitch? They don't get a second chance. Besides, how am I supposed to tell who's who? The Border Patrol officer huffed, probably realized I wasn't going to play along with his little fantasy of turning me into some border watchdog, and left in a cloud of dust. But not before making me feel like I was the one doing something wrong just for trying to stay alive. Look, I don't work for the feds. I don't work for the oil company's security detail. I'm not out here trying to save the world. I'm just a gate guard, and if you're looking for someone to handle the border crisis, trust me, it's not going to be the guy logging truck numbers on an oil rig. That border down there is a dangerous one. So getting involved in that sort of thing could definitely be harmful to you in the long run. I'm sure that this gate guard is not even paid enough to care. To me, this just sounds like Border Patrol's mad that somebody's not doing their job for them. You, gate guard, are a set of eyes on this border, and we need sentries like you to be calling in every potential illegal you see. No, you do your job. He's doing his job and nothing else. Our next story is by Valkyrian Mile Per Hour. No, it's not. Our next story is by Valkyrie Nymph. That's why you work in a gas station. Except I don't. This happened to my husband recently. He went inside the gas station to grab some snacks while I waited in the car. I saw this lady walk in after him, and a few minutes later he walked out and got back into the car. While he got himself situated, the lady walked back out and he glared at her. Man, I can't stand people like that, he said, gesturing to her. I asked him what happened. He said that while he was browsing the snacks, the lady came in all loud, yelling, "Excuse me! Excuse me!" Apparently she was looking for the attendant who had momentarily disappeared. Well, then she turns to my husband and says, "Excuse me! I need some help." He looks up confused and points to himself asking, "Me?" And she says nastily, "Obviously." Darn, so stupid. That's why you work in a gas station. At that point, the gas attendant returned and quite obviously heard her. My husband was pissed because not only was she wrong, he didn't work there, but she had the nerve to belittle someone's profession right where they could hear her. So he gives her a disdainful look and tells her, "First of all, I don't work here. Obviously, I'm a customer," indicating his snacks. "Second, you need to learn some manners and be patient." Then he walks up to the counter to purchase his snacks, giving the attendant an apologetic look. As he's leaving, he sneers at the lady and then walks past her to the door. He said she had the grace to look embarrassed. I made a face when he told me the story, and then we both looked up through the windshield. She saw us looking at her and likely knew we were talking about her, so she quickly walked off looking shamefaced and went to pump her gas. The audacity of some people is unbelievable. Unfortunately for her, she messed with the wrong one that day. Hopefully, she takes his advice and learns some manners. Valkyrie, I am interested to know if this is a young person or an older person. Are they young so they just haven't learned manners yet, or are they old and entitled? It makes me wonder. It says that she's a lady, so I'm assuming it's not a teenager. Somebody at least 25 plus. People who go around yelling "excuse me" at somebody they don't even know, "excuse me" over and over and over again, it's rude. But yeah, she should not be putting down anybody else's profession. That's just so stupid, as she says. Down in the comments by Red Dazzler. I have the opinion that everyone should work at least a month in the following: retail cashier, retail stocker, gas station attendant, fast food drive-thru, fast food front counter, fast food kitchen, pizza delivery driver, call center team member, and some job that involves cleaning bathrooms and doing trash. Of course, medical exceptions can be made for those who need it, but many people would get a reality check if they had to work those jobs. They absolutely would, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't even learn the cleaning bathrooms and doing trash bit while they live at home. Even that, for some people, is too much for them. I agree, Red Dazzler, all those jobs are horrible, low-paying, thankless jobs, and it would open their eyes and humble a lot of people. Our next story today is by Timely String 8451. Karen expected me to leave my job, bakery, to go next door to serve her there at the butcher. I worked for 7 years at a French cafe bakery at their various locations around town, so I could write a book on all the stupid nonsense that my poor ears have had to endure. This is more of an "I don't work there, lady" story. Lol. So this particular store was located inside a big fruit market in a fancy pants suburb, and there was a row of various different standalone businesses inside along the back wall. Florist, our bakery, butcher, fish place that also did banging sushi. You get the idea. Working at this store, you soloed it for the most part, as it was the only one that was not a cafe, as it was all just takeaway baked products, cakes, sandwiches, etc. So you couldn't even leave to pee until someone came in for the lunch rush or it was closing time. If you were desperate, you'd ask the florist next door just to keep an eye on it for literally 2 minutes while you ran, like Usain Bolt. On this day, a woman walked in, and this is roughly how it went. This was 10 plus years ago now, so I can't remember the fancy meat she wanted, so let's just say ham. Lol. Karen: I was wanting to get some ham. Me: oh, okay, well, we don't sell that here, but if you go next door, the butcher should have some. Karen: yes, I know, but there's no one there. Can you go get it for me? Me: awkward laugh. No, I don't work there. You'll need to go there and get it. Karen: can't you just go over and get it for me? Me: no, I can't leave this shop unattended as I'm the only one working here at the moment. Plus, that's a separate business. I work for this franchise. The butcher is part of Fruit Market. Karen: but it's only just on the other side of the wall. I don't see why you can't just go in there and get it for me. Me: because I can't leave my work unattended. You will need to find someone who works there. Karen walks off annoyed. The rest of my shift left me going between WTAF? I don't think I've ever seen that acronym before, but I assume that means what the actual F. And wondering where on the graph chart of stupid entitled she sat. Just because it's on the other wall from you doesn't mean that that person has any idea how to operate anything in that store. Just imagine you're in the food court and from one business there's one wall separating them and a lady is like, well, I know you guys are Arby's, but I need you to go next door to Taco Bell and make me a taco. No, if there's nobody there, you're going to have to just wait. Well, can't you just go over and do it and get it for me? No, I can't. I haven't got a clue what they do for their tacos over there, and this is a different business. That is a new one to me. I've never heard of someone asking you to go next door and get the stuff for me. Down in the comments was an amusing exchange. First by the chemist master. You are just a generic NPC to her. They don't see others as anything else. For those of you who are listening or reading and don't know what an NPC is, it's a common term from video games where they talk about non-player characters. It's a character you meet inside of a game that isn't run by a player, it's run by the program. You can interact with them, but they're not real. 2 comments underneath that one by Tony Cridge. I love that. Would be great to confuse the heck out of them. Quote, I'm sorry. As an AI robot NPC, my reactions are limited. And then freeze. That would actually be very funny, but I'm sure this woman doesn't even know what an NPC is. It's just a reminder that you're interacting with real people, even if they're there to serve you, or in this case, not to serve you. They are people. You don't need to get annoyed with them if they can't help you. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a warm day.